All right, and welcome back to the forecast card. Not too bad on my last recording day. In terms of dingers, we actually did okay. We went 2 for 5 with a plus 420 and plus 350 hitting. Ended up a few units that day. I did really good on actual baseball too, so up about 2 units. And then yesterday, home runs didn't do well. I was pretty busy, about to go to a Blue Jays game, so kind of just threw up uh, only five. Ended up about a little over half a unit. Went 5 and 2 in baseball. And today, if you want to know what I'm on, these are the 7 bets. Nothing in the earlier games. But I'll be on the Twins money line, White Sox first five, plus half a run, Cardinals first five, run line, under 7.5 in the Giants Royals game, Athletics money line, Dodgers money line. Really not too much on the dog side today. Just yeah, nothing truly really jumping out at me. But um, yeah, let's get into the home run picks for today. So I've already kind of looked at this first game. In terms of park factors, I feel like Sutter Health Park is always going to be an awesome angle, considering it is a much smaller stadium. So there's not really any data here, but when you dig into it in terms of the Statcast, um, this is if you look at just 2025, which is obviously the only data on this ballpark, you can see versus lefties, it's really not crazy. 88. It seems like lefties are not hitting home runs in Sutter Health Park. But if you flip it to righties, it instantly becomes a top three stadium this year to get home runs. And so obviously it's only 1 year of data. And maybe there's just been a lot of really strong home run guys that teams that have been playing a lot and just had good games. But um, I think this is a big enough gap that it's definitely more of a it's easier to hit home runs on the left side of the field here. So I'm going to be looking at righties specifically. Now, Jose Soriano, not a good pitcher. Well, not a bad pitcher, but I don't love him. I think his biggest problem is that he's just kind of gives up a lot of hits, but he doesn't give up any home runs. Only 3 home runs in all of his starts this season. Pretty impressive numbers. Only 3 home runs and 221 batters faced, which is actually really good. Um, on the other side, there's not a lot of data on JT Jin. He's still quite young, but he's coming off the IL, so his velocity probably will be down a little bit. He's already given up 4 home runs. He barely goes deep into innings, and I think the Athletics, uh, outside of Mason Miller, is giving up a ton of home runs in the bullpen. So I think I'm definitely going to have to target the Angels here for home runs. And again, most of them are righties, so I think that's a good thing. We have a few people to pick from. Now, if we're looking at home, sorry, versus righties as righties on the season, right away we have a lot of Angels. We got Ohop, Zach Nito, like all of these guys are at the very top, which is pretty crazy. Um, wait, that's I don't know why it switched back to the old data. Yeah, Mike Trout, Logan O'Hop, Zach Nito, Adele, Taylor Ward, Kyran, all in terms of home runs per fastballs, they're all the way at the top. If we're looking at pure home run numbers, for the Angels, we got Taylor Ward, Mike Trout, Logan O'Hop, George Saleh. So there's definitely some options here against righties that are good against other righties. Now, when you dig into the numbers a little bit more, you start to realize it's actually not phenomenal matchups for a lot of these Angels hitters. Now, if you look into it, this JT Jin guy, he throws a lot of I guess you could say weird pitches. Doesn't throw a lot of fastballs. Again, he throws almost exclusively the sinker, slider, changeup. He doesn't throw fastballs, and a lot of these guys hit home runs off of fastballs. So Joe Adele, he's number one on Ballpark Pal, but I don't understand why. He's terrible against the sinker. He hates his release point. Somehow it's a plus for home runs. I'm not really seeing it. Maybe it's just where he hits it. I don't know. Sometimes I don't take this site as gospel. Yeah, right away, in terms of people I'd want to target, it's going to be Logan O'Hop, Taylor Ward, and Zach Nito. These would probably be my three favorite. Maybe George Soler. O'Hop, bad matchup for him, but decent matchup pitching wise. This is weird. Like release point wise, there's not a ton of data on JT Jin, so you could argue that this is a bit odd. His release point he doesn't love, but vertical release wise, one of his favorites. Um, he's really good against the sinker. Not good at all against the slider. which is my only concern. But if he does see a sinker that he does like, I think he should be able to launch this ball. Yeah, let's keep looking. Again, it's probably a good way to look when you're looking at launch angle. Obviously, you want it to be in this ballpark, right? You'll have some advantage here, but again, minus, minus, minus. So that's not necessarily great for Logan O'Hop. Taylor Ward, again, this is like one of those only release points he doesn't like, but again, he's really good on this lower release, and he's good against the sinker, which is something that Jin has been giving up a lot of problems with. And if we look at the launch angle, it seems like this is about optimal for home runs. He's on the positive side for all of these. Again, he throws so many sinkers, he's going to be in the minus 0.5% here because the balls end up being much lower in the plate historically. But exit velocity seems like above 100 miles per hour is like way up there. So it seems like this guy's getting hard hit to hell. This JT Jin guy. This one matchup, he got an A in release point. This is Zach Neto, but he's terrible against the sinker, which I think for me is enough to say no. And George Soleil, decent against the sinker, very average, but it doesn't seem like he loves this release point, the only C in terms of high versus low. So out of all the people, I do think, like secretly, it's either going to be Taylor Ward. He got a C plus A. He's got A. He's okay enough against the slider. And he's going to expect it to get some decent launch angle here again for home runs. I think Taylor Ward might have to be my pick. Logan O'Hop's okay as well. We have a obviously phenomenal, sinker and changeup. Release points pretty decent as well, but plus 2.6% on the home runs. Launch angle, pretty much all positive on the on that side. Exit velocity. Again, this is kind of where you want to be in this ballpark. So for me, it's between Logan O'Hop and Taylor Ward. Or yeah, the only problem with Taylor Ward is he's kind of been colder, but this data is pretty solid for him. He's hit, barrel, hard hit, sweet spot, bat speed's down. Let's check out Logan. That's actually, but at least he's hitting the sweet spot more. He is a bit more of a sprayer though, which is not necessarily good. But Zach Neto, like if you look at his numbers, it's kind of insane. He's been hitting the shit out of the ball. Like everything is insane. Exactly where we want the ball. It just sucks that he sucks against the sinker. Otherwise, it'd be all over him. Let's see. Does it say anything about his sinker data here? Sinker, yeah, -1. He loves the fastball, but he's not going to get any fastballs today. So I can't. I don't think I can pick Zach Neto today. Logan O'Hop. Versus the sinker. At least a positive run rally. He's actually much better against that than anything else. He doesn't hard hit it a ton though. .600 slugging. But still, at least it's a run value of 1. But the lack of hard hit means I don't think he's getting a lot of home runs. Maybe just doubles and singles off of it. And let's look at Taylor Ward. That's our last one here. Versus the sinker. Oh, he's really good against the sinker. And he's hard hitting at much rate. Okay, we're going with Taylor Ward for sure. I think this is our best bet. And he kind of goes all over the place, which does concern me a little bit. But I am hoping that with the sinker, he's able to really get into it. Again, everywhere is pretty good for home runs. It's not like it's terrible, especially in like center field. But yeah, we're gonna go with number 1, LA Angels. Where is they? One. Let me pull up my FanDuel. But yeah, if anyone's even listening to this right now, I'm not sure how many people have listened to this whole thing, or they're just kind of gonna go through my picks. But I'll be in Mexico. in Cancun on Wednesday to Wednesday. So obviously I won't be posting. Gonna get a bit of a escape from the sports betting world for a little bit. Let's see, where are the odds here for the Angels? Taylor Ward. He's actually number one on FanDuel, which I don't necessarily love to be the number one guy, but we'll put Logan at plus 450 as our runner-up. All right. That was good. Now let's move on to our next game. Let's take a look at the weather. Definitely going to be this Steinbrenner field. We're looking for a lefty in this Rays game. Who do we got? We got Ryan Pepiot and Colton Gordon. I want to say Pepiot's been getting hit up a ton. Colton Gordon, he had one start, gave up one home run. He's given up a ton of home runs, honestly, in the minor leagues. 1, 1, 1, 2, 1. Again, there's not a lot of guys that can really hard hit in the minor leagues. So not phenomenal numbers for him. Ryan Pepiot, home 1, 2, 2, 3, 1. He's been getting hit up big time too. Mostly pretty equal. Historically probably more against righties. Still a ton against lefties. Okay. Other way, we're picking a lefty. So if we're picking the Rays, we're picking Brandon Lowe. That's the only lefty they got. And they got Taylor Walls. That being said, man, they're not giving me many options here. Like, neither lineup has any lefties except for basically Brandon Lowe. But this guy's a lefty. So let's look at home runs versus lefties here. Versus left-handed pitching as a left-handed hitter. Let's see if maybe Brandon Lowe actually is quite good against that. He's only hit one home run in 40 plate appearances. That's not great. What about last year? Nobody. He had 4 in 72 plate appearances. That's not bad. It's not great. That sucks because again, there's nobody on Houston that hits like Victor Carantini is the only guy that could switch hit here. He's got no data on him last year. He pulled the ball a bit. Like I think he's maybe worthy of putting him as like a I don't know. Part of me wants to take a shot on him. Like his numbers this year are not good. His hard hit rate, barrel rate. But we really just care about the barrel. It seems like the ball's going to go flying into left field. Damn. Oh, we got Cody Simpson down here as well. I feel like he's been hitting home runs. Low key. Not Cody Simpson. Oh, God. He's not been hitting home runs. He's in like literally the garbage can. Okay. Yeah, we're not picking him. That's for sure. Okay. What about Taylor Walls? Jesus Christ. He's just never been a home run guy, I guess. Okay. So, I feel like it's got to be Brandon Lowe. Again, Colton Gordon. Let's see. Does it tell you how many home runs he's given up in the minor leagues? 1 to a righty this season. I feel like I just gotta go with Brandon Lowe. I know it's kind of awkward for his lefty-lefty. I guess we can take a look at the matchups here. Yeah, Brandon Lowe right away is actually way at the top here. He's great against the sinker. He's right in between the A and an F, but for the most part, pretty good. A and C, A and F. He's better against righties, which is not great, but it looks like this guy's release point is basically like a lefty. Home run, 4.6%. That's kind of crazy. Launch angle, mostly going to be pretty good. Exit velocity. Okay. Again, there's not much to know about this guy, but I feel like Brandon Lowe's going to be literally the only option I can see here if we're going off the weather. So I'm gonna put him down at like 5 just because of the forcibly, like, there's no other option for me if I'm gonna bet this game. Let's see what the odds are on him at least. Maybe they're decent considering. Plus 430, actually pretty good, pretty decent odds for this. Which obviously concerns me because he should be like the main guy in this one. You got Christopher Morel at the top. I guess it is technically an option to look at people that pull the ball a lot. We go to this, we can go to opposition and see first left-handed pitchers as first lefty as righty. Is there anyone on Tampa Bay that's hitting a lot of Yandy Diaz? Let's take a look. Maybe he doesn't. Oh wow. He's a righty, but he hits almost all of his home runs into left field. Shoot, maybe Yandy Diaz is a play here. He doesn't really barrel it a lot, which does concern me. I'm gonna put him as the number 2 here. Again, his odds are plus 320, so they must see something in him. We got 1 in 5 so far. Let's keep going here. Park factors. What else we got? At this point, I think I'm going to be focusing more on pitcher matchups here. It seems like there's not really any really crazy weather left. So what I do like to do at this point, kind of pull up both of these side by side and kind of just go through the home run per 9 and just see if there's any guys that are kind of getting lit up this season. So right away, we have Chad Green, Bowden Francis. I guess you can just keep searching here, see if any of them come up. We got Littell, we got Beto, Giuseppe, Hook, Morton, Steele, Banda. A lot of these are obviously bullpen arms. It's nothing immediate. I know Cabrera was kind of a meatball guy last season, but I think he's really cleaned that up. Castillo, Kremer also, Priester, we got Pepiot, Gordon, Freeland, Sanchez. And we got Tony Gonsolin, Montero, Sonny Gray, Logan Allen, Bailey Ober, Knack. I know he's kind of been a bit of a meatball. Pafad, Jin, Soriano, Robbie Ray, Bubic. So nothing immediately coming up. Now it's time to see if any of them are particularly bad against lefties. We got Bonaco, Gusto, Nola, Kyder Montero. Was he there? Yeah. Okay, so maybe Cardinals are a look here. Lefty on the Cardinals. Let's see, what's the weather looking like in St. Louis? Oh, okay. Weather's terrible for home runs. We're not even going to bother with that. Probably why they decided to go with Montero today, which kind of makes sense. Okay, let's keep looking. Kyder, we got him. Hunter Dobbins, I know, is playing. So maybe the Mets here. Let's see what's the weather in that game. Just another terrible one. Seems very strategic here. Okay. Let's keep looking. I got Dean Kremer, the classic Kremster, always throwing up meatballs. Against the Brewers, though, kind of suck. But I know the weather's going to be decent in that game. So let's go for this one. Looks like lefty center field, so definitely optimal. So we're going to look for a lefty on the Orioles, which there's quite a few. So a lefty on the Brewers. which is a couple. You got Yelich, Turang, Jake Bowers are probably the big three. All right, let's take a look at matchups here. Anyone on Milwaukee? Nothing crazy. Seems like Chandler Simpson always has crazy numbers, but I just don't think it makes sense. And no one on Milwaukee, which is kind of surprising. Obviously, we got Bryce Turang. Let's see. Home runs are down. Doesn't like that. He's terrible against the four seam. Can't be him. But Jake Bowers. Home runs are actually both positive. Doesn't like the right. God, this guy just sucks in general. Jesus Christ. Christian Yelich probably would be my most likely. He likes righties. That's good. He's okay against the four seam. This guy just throws so many pitches, but he's dog shit at all of them. Is there any history here with any of these guys? No. Jake Bowers. He's actually gotten 2 home runs off of Dean Kremer. Is that enough for me to take a shot here? But Dean Kremer's been just like those numbers were really bad. His barrel rate's good. His sweet spot's good this year. God, I guess he hasn't play that much. Fuck, maybe we take a chance here at Jake Bowers. His matchup was just terrible, though. -7. But clearly home runs don't seem to be as impacted here. Seems like the closer you get to the center, he prefers. Really good against his sinker, but that's about it. Let's look at the launch angle expectations. Oh, I see. So maybe the way that these two match up, terrible for getting on base, but if he does make contact, it's most likely going to be pretty good home run. It's a good exit velocity. Kremer gives up a ton of hard hit rate. So over 100 miles per hour is up. Launch angle contact. Likely homer plus 0.8. Maybe homer, no doubter. Routine fly out are way up as well. Standard grounders are way down. So it looks like he's going to get under the ball, actually, a decent amount. But if Jake Bowers does get it, that's just tough. I think I'll take a shot with Jake. I'm going to put this in the 4 spot. Obviously, I don't love it. I'll probably have to go with Yelich. Okay, we know we're gonna put Jake Bowers here at the 4 for now, and maybe I'll bump him. We'll bump Brendan Lau up and shake him down. See what kind of odds are we getting here in this game. Let's take a look. In the Brewers game, Yelich plus 480. Jake Bowers doesn't even make the cut here. He's at plus 520. I guess you could argue he's due, but we'll go with Christian Yelich here. Plus 480. I feel like he's just the main lefty there that kind of hits home runs, but we'll bet that for now. Not really sure if I'm going to lock it in, but we'll see. Let's keep going. We can honestly just look at pure matchups at this point when there's not a lot of games on. Is there anyone that just has phenomenal matchups for home runs? Michael Conforto. Plus 4%. Love the release point. Expected from contact. I guess this is when they played each other before. So it looks like when he does hit the ball, he gets some home runs. But plus 4% and like daily numbers is pretty crazy. But again, I'm gonna keep looking at the weather. Again, Dodger Stadium's always going to be an option. I think Shohei, if you're looking for a parlay piece, he might be safe because he didn't get one yesterday. Puffad, knock. Let's take a look. Anyone else here versus lefties up to like the top 30? I don't think so. No one pitching today anyway. So let's switch over to righties. Probably going to be someone here near the top. And Zach Littell's getting lit up. He's top 20 on both. Sonny Gray. Oh, we already determined the weather's bad in that game. Okay, there's Edward Cabrera. That's against the Cubs. The weather's been kind of blown out there lately. But now they're at PNC Park. Wait, that's not right. Where are you, Chicago? Wind's blowing in. Yeah. Darn. What about the Seattle game? We have Luis Castillo and Davis Martin. We want to see either of them against right-handed hitters. Castillo has not given up much. Davis Martin, 0.9. What about last season? Nothing at all. So sometimes when you look at this number, like there could be people that are giving up a ton of like close calls, but aren't actually giving up home runs, which is the only reason I don't typically love to just only rely on that data. Let's go to player pitching this season. Let's see who's getting barreled the most. Anyone on this list that's playing today? No one right away, actually. No one in like the top 30 except for Sonny Gray. But again, weather's terrible in that game. There's Davis Martin. Okay, so maybe a Mariners hitter might be a shout here. So he's been struggling against, it says it was righties, right? Let's see, Martin. Sorry, this season. Versus right-handed pitching as, I should say right-handed pitching in general. Hmm, 1.3. 0.9. Okay, so he is actually giving it more to lefties, which is not necessarily the thing we want to see. But you're just getting hit up pretty bad. What about hard hit rate? Anyone way at the top here that's playing today? Not really. We got Jose Soriano, but we already talked about him. Doesn't really give up a lot of home runs, so that's a bit weird, actually. Robbie Ray is up here for hard hit rate. How was he beaten? He's 6-0. He's playing like out of his mind, apparently, in his 33rd year. He's only given up. Oh, he gave up a lot of home runs earlier on, but it seems like he's really turned it down a bit. But still, historically, he's given up quite a few home runs. 32 in 32 games, 33 in 32 games, 6, 5, and 9 games. He's definitely down, but maybe he's kind of due to get lit up. He hasn't given up a home run in a long time. What's the weather like in the Giants game? Ooh, wind's blowing out, and it's humid. But this ballpark's just dog shit. But again, first righties, it's actually up. Maybe we'll see a home run kind of make it to left field. Because that's the way, yeah, let's see. Let's look at it. Right, Bobby Witt can maybe make it that far. Let's see. Do any of these guys have phenomenal matchups here against Robbie? Bobby Witt, good matchup. Not his favorite release point. But home runs are way up. Doesn't like the four seam. He loves the slider, though. Launch angle can actually be pretty good. Exit velocity looks like the odds of it getting up, way up, or way up. What does Bobby Witt like to hit? He does like to barrel a lot. This is not Bobby Witt. Who the fuck is Bobby Dalbeck? Bobby. You think they would prioritize people that actually anyone gives a shit about? Pretty good. Bat speed. Exit velocity is way up, which is kind of what we want in this ballpark. Good matchup. I'm going to take a shot here on Bobby. I'm going to take a shot on the Whitster. He hasn't been phenomenal this year, but plus 470. I think I'll take a little shot at him. Put this at the 4 spot. And I'm going to switch this to, we'll just do Salvador Perez. I'm not sure what that number is going to look like. All right. Let's pick one more for today. American Ballpark. This looks pretty good, as always. Did we see... Oh, yeah, we did see Dean Kramer in that one. We didn't pick anyone for that game yet. Oh, we did. We already did. Okay. Arizona Dodgers. Do we just send it on Ohtani today? Buffon has been improved, but he still has had problems. He's getting up 2 home runs to Michael Conforto already this year. Fuck, maybe we just send Michael Conforto, because I think we also saw he was like way at the top of like the statistical matchups too, which I guess aren't like a fluke. Yeah, right at the top here at 9. Only slightly worse than... Oh, I could also get Andy Pajes, who's been going kind of nuts lately. Oh, he loves this release point. He loves the slider. Okay against the 4-seam. Home runs up. Exit velo should be up. Launch angle. Ooh, should be pretty optimal. What about Michael? Oh, wow. Also kind of likes this point. He's much better against the 4-seam. Home runs are way up. Exit velo is going to be potential to be way up. Again, let's see. Which one of these guys are hitting the ball more to center field? Because that's kind of where we want to see it. Actually, both of his home runs this year are center field. And he has kind of due for some big hits. But his numbers are not looking really good this year. Like, that's a huge drop. You could say maybe he's due for some regression. Bat speed's still decent. But he's not really barreling it as much. He's about average. Well, I'm pretty sure Pajes is going to be, like, incredible. He hits the sweet spot like a motherfucker. Also quite a lot into deep field. He doesn't hit the ball hard, but he can hit the ball exactly where you want to hit it often. I'm torn between these two. Like Brandon Pfaadt has proven that he can hit, or Michael Conforto has proven that he can hit him. Was there anyone else here against Pfaadt that has given up a ton? It's like a Ohtani. He's seen him 9 times. Never got a home run off of him. Andy Pajes 6 times. But Conforto's done it twice. I'm going to take a shot with Conforto. Fuck it. At home. I'll probably drop in Mr. Pajes here at number 2. But Conforto, we should get really good odds here. Because he's been pretty dog shit lately. I'm not even seeing his odds yet on FanDuel. Let me see. Did they get odds for him? plus 500. I do quite like that. Okay, cool. So yeah, kind of having to pick some bums today. I guess Michael Conforto, Jake Bauers haven't really been hitting a ton of home runs this season. Obviously, I'm just gonna drop in Mr. Pajes here. Plus 450. Salvador Perez, what was his odds today? Plus 450. Okay, awesome. So for today, I'm going to be running Taylor Ward as my favorite for today at plus 370. We're going to have Michael Conforto here at plus 500. Not particularly the best matchup, but I think he's due. He got 20-ish home runs last year. He only has 2 this season already. I think, 40 games through? I think he's due to get a few more. And this is obviously a matchup he loves. Bobby Witt, again, not an insane matchup, but he seems to match up decently against Robbie, who should give up some home runs finally at home. And it seems like the wind is blowing out, so if you can get some good barreling on that ball, he might have some success. Tampa Bay, we got Brandon Lowe. Not an insane matchup, but he's literally basically only true lefty in this entire game, except for that rookie who is like in the 1 percentile. So who knows? Maybe that guy's actually really good, but I'm not going to take a shot on him yet. And then Jake Bauers hasn't really done shit all this year, and the Brewers have been terrible, but wind is blowing out, and he's at home, and he's up against Dean Kramer, who is kind of known to be Mr. Beat Ball. Home run 2, 2, 1, 3, 1. If Jay can't get one today, then I think he's cooked and probably should retire. But yeah, that's everything for today. As always, thanks so much for watching. I'll probably have one more video up tomorrow and then nothing until next Thursday. But once I come back from vacation, I'm going to be pretty locked in. I'm going to be trying to be a lot more regular with my uploads. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Cheers.